Good morning. Yes, I am a one-man show this morning, and do I look a little sleepy? I do, because I am. I'd like to talk to you this morning about acceptable use policy. It's a requirement for our district, and while you have probably heard this many, many times, digital citizenship is one of the most important things, especially for your generation. So we're going to go through these slides that are mandated by us, but we're going to have some personal touches on them. First of all, this is the district slide. I'm going to step to the side so you can see what I'm doing. And I'm going to pick this one because that is our secondary acceptable use policy. It is located on our webpage for the district. It is the one every single school is seeing in the secondary and the one we will complete here shortly. So, first thing that we have. Sorry. It's going to be a morning. That's all there is to it. It's going to be a morning. It's really early, and I'm in here by myself trying to get it done before school starts. So I really would rather be live any day than I would do a recording, just FYI. And I'm going to leave that mess up in here because everybody needs to see, everybody gets to mess up. Okay. First thing about the acceptable use policy, it's going to go over these individual things: equipment, internet, Google accounts, safety. We're going to go through those one at a time. I want to talk to you about bringing your Chromebook charged. We have now a place in your room that you can charge your Chromebooks, but you need to understand that it is a specific place in your room. We are not going to drag the cords across the floor where people can't walk around. There is a spot, it has a small tower, and there are going to be chargers there. So you don't have to actually bring your charger to school. It is preferable if you do not have your Chromebook charged that you bring one, but we will have a couple of chargers there. Please don't take our chargers. We want to try to keep them at the small tower. But teachers, this is a reminder to you also that we are not going to allow them to plug their Chromebooks in all around the room. They're going to need to be plugged in at the charger, which that's going to keep you from doing your work until your Chromebook has enough charge on it. So keep that in mind. Second thing, take care of your device. It is amazing. This school does pretty good, but I have seen some crazy things. Yesterday, I can't even tell you that. Yeah, it's about some hair that was stuck. Yeah, we've got to keep our Chromebooks clean. We've got to keep our Chromebooks, they're brand new. I had somebody the other day say, when are we going to get new ones? And I'm laughing because you got new ones last year. So, and even if you didn't get them, then you got them at the very end of the year before. None of these Chromebooks are over 2 years old, and they're going to need to last. So remember that if it looks pretty bad, it's because you've torn it up. The cases, we are not going to take our case off. It must stay on the device at all times. That's probably one of the most important parts of this right there, is because we lose our warranty when those cases come off. So make sure. You can slip down inside the case. There is a spot right inside the front case and the Chromebook. You could slip a piece of paper. I would prefer that you put something in there that identifies your Chromebook versus actually having to put 1,000 stickers on there. And I am going to make you take those stickers off. And they don't come off the case as easy as they did the computer. So I have noticed that with some people that have had to turn some things in. So just remember that. No food or drinks. And use your device to do schoolwork. I'll talk about that more in just a minute, but you need to make sure that is definitely what you're doing with it, and you're not gaming on it. There's some things that are going to happen, and I need you to be very, very careful with this. Okay, Chromebook has on the back, it says don't remove. That's all of our stuff. That's our host name right here. That's our host name. And that is really, really, really important because that's how I track things. You take that off, I can still find the host name. It just takes me a lot longer, and it makes me makes me a little more impatient than it should. Chromebook lending agreement. Let's talk about sharing the device. I'm going to tell you that if you hand your friend your Chromebook and they're using it with your login, you are responsible for wherever they go and whatever they do. And you can't say, But can't you see that he was on mine? No, I can't. What I see is you were logged in. So you need to understand that, because many people have been held liable for what they lent their Chromebook to somebody to do, and they were still under their login. I don't want you lending your Chromebook to anybody for anything. I don't, even if they log in, I don't want you lending your Chromebook to them. Every single room in this school has an additional laptop or two, and they can log into the laptop and they can still do their schoolwork. Please don't lend your Chromebook. It's really, really important. You need to understand it's for your own safety. It's for your own protection that they don't go somewhere inappropriate. With that said, we talk about damages every time anything happens, whether you do something inappropriate or whether you damage it, your parents are going to be told. That's pretty much the way it is about everything. You are responsible for the damages. You're responsible for the loss. It talks about all of that on your acceptable use policies that you've had to sign already, and you're going to sign another one today. Schoolwork. If you take this home and you game on it, that is not schoolwork. If you open your private email and you send an email to someone else, you're still held liable for what you did. Our umbrella for knowing what's happening on that computer covers all of that. And I'm sure there's somebody sitting in your class that's saying right now, I can get around that. You know, I'm sure you can. There's always, where there's a will, there's a way. But the problem with that is the will. I do not understand how people that are intelligent enough to break a system, to try to get around a system, to circumvent a system, spend their time circumventing our system. If you are so intelligent, why are you not going to school, taking extra hours at ACC, or learning on your own how to do something with that knowledge? Why is it important for you to get around our system? Eventually, you're going to be caught, and eventually it's going to be bad enough that you could be dismissed from the school. So I need you to understand that it is about your self-preservation. And if you're such a great hacker, then why don't you learn how to use your talent to benefit society instead of attempting to get around ours? In addition, you probably have computers at your own house. Why don't you play on them? Don't play on my Chromebook. If that's what you're doing, don't play on the school district's Chromebook. It is our property, and it is a privilege that Round Rock ISD gave every individual a one-to-one. You need to understand that we had one-to-ones before COVID even came. We knew that at this school, with your information that you needed from ACC and the work you were going to have to do, we wanted to provide every single student with the ability to keep up and stay up and close gaps for people who might not have had one. That is something that not every district has. People have gotten to that point almost now throughout the state of Texas, but some people still don't have the ability to take them home and do their work. That is a privilege, and we want to keep that privilege in Round Rock ISD. So we want you to behave professionally on your Chromebook while you're on our device. Okay, I'm off that soapbox. But you know what? If you're intelligent to break our rules, you need to find something else to do with that intelligence. Next thing, there are your fees. If you lose a Chromebook, it's $200 the first time, it's $400 the second time. Lost or damaged Chromebook chargers, $15. You pay for those in the front office, and they hand you one immediately. The case is $25. If the case, isn't there, it's going to be $25. If you turn it in the second time, it's going to be $40. Yada yada. You can read that. And this is all located on our website also. Underneath students, it says acceptable use policy. If you go to our website, you'll see if you need to go back and look at this actual presentation. Round Rock ISD, what's it monitor? You know, I did not really realize this, but it does monitor an extreme amount of home use. You can be gaming, and you can have a conversation between somebody in your game, and our system can pick it up. And you can't say, well, that's my private business, then you don't need to be on our Chromebook. That's all there is to it. So we've had people gaming on the weekends, and we have actually gotten security risk and things because they're saying inappropriate messages. And when you say that, they even get pinged. I don't get pinged. It's not me. District gets pinged. So you need to understand that it won't be me talking to you about it. It'll be somebody from the district talking to you about it. So you have to be careful. When y'all game, y'all say all sorts of inappropriate things that you don't think are inappropriate, but under a school umbrella, they are. Teachers can also monitor what you do. Let's talk about GoGuardian and the things that teachers can monitor. They can block sites within your individual class time. They can block sites as a campus. We can block sites. And your parents now have the ability to get their own GoGuardian login, and they can actually secure what you're doing at home. So GoGuardian is something that protects us, and it protects you, because we can't accuse you of doing something that you're not doing, because GoGuardian is recording. So it's a great thing. You know, sometimes people used to balk at cameras in a hallway or cameras here and there, but cameras have become our friend too. Protection is a good thing, not necessarily a bad thing. It's only a bad thing if you're doing something inappropriate. So that's how I look at this, as a way to help us and keep not only you safe, but the people that you're around, and to keep all of us safe from what's actually happening on your Chromebook. So you know you can't download anything. You know all those things. Chromebook won't download very much anyway. So it's just not a place. That's not what it's held for. You hold your files in your Google Drive. So that's a common knowledge here, especially at this school, that anything that you need to store in your Google Drive, and it doesn't need to be a game. Violating proxy servers, circumventing our software, circumventing GoGuardian. You know, I've instructed the teachers that when you turn on your Chromebook and it doesn't show on GoGuardian, then you need to restart your Chromebook. You can't say GoGuardian isn't working, because it's just crazy. When I walk up there and I ask you to restart your Chromebook, magically you show up on GoGuardian. So yeah, there's a lot of tips and tricks that you can get around GoGuardian, but teachers, you need to know that if they don't show up on your GoGuardian, then they don't get to use their Chromebook. They need to shut them. That's all there is to it. So they'll have to use something different, or better yet, how about they just have to come sit right beside your desk? If you don't show up at GoGuardian, then you don't need to be using your Chromebook where the teacher can't see you. It's that simple. Restart the Chromebook. It shows up on GoGuardian every time, unless you are circumventing the system. You know when you shouldn't be playing games. You know that GoGuardian's recording. You know that we can look back at your history. Yada, yada, yada. Most of y'all have lived through this, but I'm just restating the obvious to basically check that box and tell you it has been stated and you knew the rules. Proxy servers, sure, go around a proxy server today, we block it tonight, there's a new proxy server tomorrow. But once again, let me jump back in the screen. If you want to do something inappropriate, do it on your own computer and do it at home. That's all there is to it. Don't do it under our umbrella, and don't do it on our school Chromebook that is a privilege to have. Actually, don't do it, period. If you want to know the truth, it's inappropriate, whatever you're doing. So don't circumvent with a proxy server. While you're reading this, I'm going to tell you a little bit about where we are in society. I know that you feel like this is never going to get to you. Identity theft is never going to get to you. But it is such a business now. It's so different than it used to be. People click on a link within our realm and our umbrella, and we immediately have a problem district-wide. We are tested all the time now. They send us fake emails all the time that look really, really real. And they are testing us, trying to get us used to not clicking on anything. So if I get something from a person that I know but I haven't talked to in a long time, I don't open it anymore. I pick up the phone and dial them, or I send them an email. Hey, you need me, or you need something, or I have to verify that this email is true. And the same thing goes for y'all. Always, always, always be cautious. While y'all are online, whether you're on our Chromebook or whether you're on your personal one, I want y'all to understand they're attacking everybody. They are trying to trick everybody. And with AI now, man, things look really good. So your generation has got to put a wall up and understand that they are going to have to work to be secure. We've never had to do that. We've never had to be so vigilant about everything we do online. And I do not want you putting your personal information out there. You cannot gain all that back. Long time ago, our car got broken into, and I've had to pay $500 for LifeLock for now the past 10 years because they had a lot of things in our car. We were at an advanced gymnastics meet, so we had a lot of things in the car like birth certificates and things. Nowadays, that doesn't even have to happen. They can get your identity so many other ways. Half of y'all are giving it to them. They don't need to know where you are all the time. You don't need to promote yourself to the world so that somebody knows where you are at all given times or what your daily routine is. I know it sounds silly, but it's not. It's not silly. You don't have to know everything all the time. I understand. I love some of the social media. Actually, I've really backed way off of it. Most of the time, I'm looking at things so I know what's going on. Like, I need to understand what's happening in the dance world for my daughter. Things like that. But I have backed way off because I know that everything is being collected and people are collecting information all the time. I get about a call at least once a week that says my Venmo is being hacked. I get a phone call. It's just nonstop. Your generation has a different set of liability that y'all are going to have to grow up. And I'm telling you right now, while you're young, try to keep that digital footprint really clean and let them know as little as possible. The closest emails, ensure if something's safe, ask a teacher, ask a parent, don't download any programs. And you know what? All this stuff goes for your home stuff. It goes for your home stuff also. If you're having tech issues, refresh, restart. If you come down to my office, the first thing I'm going to say is, have you restarted? And you're going to say, yeah, I restarted when I got here this morning. I really mean, have you restarted right now? A restart on a Chromebook's about 15 seconds. So let's do that first. Clear your cache and cookies. Try to update your Chrome. Almost always, 99.9% of the time, on a Chromebook, if you restart, it fixes it. That's the beauty of a Chromebook versus a Windows machine. Is it fixes it instantly because Chrome is just about the on-ramp to the internet and the sky. Academic dishonesty. They have gone over this extensively, and they have talked about plagiarism, and they have talked about AI, and they have talked about what you need to be aware of is considered academic dishonesty. This is the simple stuff. Copying the work of another student. Plagiarism. But this right here, artificial intelligence, that stuff is it's a lot. Your day and age is really going to this is a huge thing for today. And if you don't know enough about it, you need to understand it. You need to understand its harms, and you need to understand its benefits. And I'm pleading with your generation to not be stupid. If you let it do everything for you, you're going to be stupid. That's all there is to it. If you let it help you work faster because of something you already know how to do, that's a little bit different. You're going to have some discussions about this in your classes. You're going to have some discussions about AI. And there's just so much to unpack here that we probably will come on a few times and discuss it even with you. I just want you to know, I'm not totally against it, but with every step, with every day, it is taking over things that are not appropriate for it to take over. And I'm not just talking about jobs, I'm just talking about what it is managing and the information that it knows. Screen use, purpose, impact, and engage. I'm talking to my gamers. You have to get off that computer some. I'm talking to my people that sit at lunch and stare at your Chromebook. You need to close your lid. You need to talk to the people beside you. You need to, if you don't have anybody sitting beside you, you need to find a friend. You need to shut that Chromebook. There is no reason for that Chromebook to be open. You have got to shut that Chromebook lid. We know, I've watched that some of you have become, your Chromebook is a crutch for you now. That's when you're on your Chromebook. You already are on it for schoolwork. Shut your lid. Shut your lid and make friends and be a part of the ECHS community. It's going to benefit you tremendously. We are becoming very closed off. Very closed off. And I'm going to remind you all the time when I walk through the cafeteria, shut your lid. Yeah. This. Sharing docs for socialization. You know, we that's what our filter system picks up, is everything you're saying. Now you have a paper path of everything that you wanted to say to that person. And here's the deal. Here's the biggest problem. You share it with a friend, you say something kind of silly, but the friend says something back inappropriate. You're held just as liable as they are. You're doing something that you're not supposed to do. You already know that. Quit trying to get around the system. Devices must be stored and out of sight and not of use. Y'all, they have gone over this extensively. This is not something, this is district-wide. Just read it. They've already talked about all this. It is inappropriate, whether you're at school or whether you're not at school, to take a picture of somebody that they don't know you're taking, and it's inappropriate for you to post anything that they do not have not given you permission for. It is an illegal use. I don't understand why y'all think that's okay, because it's not. It's not okay. Do not take pictures without somebody's permission. Do not take inappropriate pictures. It will ruin your life. I could tell you stories forever about things that have happened to people that have taken inappropriate pictures, school pictures, legal pictures that they've passed on to somebody else, and that is a felony, to pass on an inappropriate picture of someone, and that person is underage. And yep, I've seen it firsthand. And yes, they were charged, and yes, they were arrested. Just know, there's going to be consequences, and the level of consequences can be very extensive if you're doing something inappropriate. Don't do it. I'm telling you about social media. I've already talked about this. Think before you post. Is it true? Is it helpful? Is it inspiring? Is it necessary? And is it kind? And I'm going to talk about the last part. Is it kind? What you say can have an impact on somebody. You need to understand that it is inappropriate to post anything on somebody's site that says anything rude, crude, or socially unacceptable. Your society has become, it is way too easy to hang behind and type what you want. You know, if you were fixing to type something ugly, You need to give yourself a day. And if you really think you need to go talk to that person personally, politely, and you want to say those things, you want to talk about it, you want to be human, that is different. But everybody hiding behind the keyboard, that is wrong. That is wrong on every way, state. It's wrong. And your level of students have become that is common for y'all. Hide behind a keyboard. No, that's not right. That's not appropriate. That's not what social media was originally meant for anyway. Y'all need to grow up. Okay? Don't hide behind your keyboard. Again, shut your lid. And if you want to tell somebody something positive on social media, that's different. But you don't need to be putting any negatives. No negatives at all. I've told teachers 1,000 times, you don't like what they're doing, shut the lid. Yeah. And I have one last thing. I'm going to go back. And I'm going to go to my next slide. This is what we're going to spend the rest of our time with. I need you to go open your Chromebook. Teachers, you need to write this on your board. I'm going to leave this running for a few minutes. I need every kid to go do their acceptable use policy right now. If you can't get in, I will send this link to the teachers so they can write this up on their board. There is also on my door everybody, every student, they're going to continue to send me lists of kids that haven't done their acceptable use policy. This is a district acceptable use policy. I need everybody to go to it now. Thank you very much, and this is the end of this video. We're going to let it run for a few more minutes. Teachers, if you would write this on your board so when this is taken down you have it for the rest of the class, and I will also send it to you in a link. Thank you guys. Be careful. Be safe. Have a great school year, and congratulations on a decade of excellence. Let's make sure that this year we continue to let ECHS shine for our district and let ECHS shine for all schools of what we are capable of and our climate and culture that we produce here to make kids successful. A decade of excellence is pretty awesome.